Hey, Sales Hacker. I'm Will Allred, and welcome to One Email, Two Takes. This week, I'm without my co-host, Christina Finseth, but here's the drill. What we do on One Email, Two Takes is we take an email that we've either received or we've helped someone with, and we break it down, explain sort of the different facets of that email, and then we provide a rewrite. We showcase exactly how we would take that to, hopefully the next level. This week, well, before I jump into it, let me give a quick intro on who I am. If you're not familiar, I'm Will Allred. I'm one of the co-founders at a company called Lavender. We help sales reps write better emails faster. Very simply, we see millions of emails every month. And so I get the fantastic job of getting to show you objectively what our software would think of a particular email based on the millions of emails that we see. So this week, we've actually got a framework that I've used before. Christina actually introduced me to, and it's very effective. So showing my screen here, you'll see a framework that you've probably, if you are familiar with the show, you've seen us rework into other emails. It's very simple. It starts with credibility. In chatting with other event professionals, two key problems they're experiencing are: one, lackluster event experiences; two, a lack of actionable attendee data. We're helping teams at blank and blank improve their event experience through charitable giving. They are noticing improved interaction with attendees at trade shows and are getting better quality lead data as a result. Is this a problem you also face? Open to chat. Now, this framework works really well for our team at Lavender. I know it well. I'll break it down and I'll explain why I rewrote it for this individual. So first, let's break it down. In chatting with other event professionals, starting with that key phrase, what you're saying is, I have conversations with people just like you. You're not trying to include some variable like job title. You're just saying you're an event professional. I get where you sit within an organization, and I've got credibility to show up here and have a conversation with you. Two key problems they're experiencing. So one of the things that I'm adamant about when you write an email is you frame it around problems. So the first problem, lackluster event experiences. I like that word, lackluster. And then we double down on it with a lack of actionable attendee data. Great. It frames the entire conversation around these two problems. So we're helping teams at blank and blank. So again, back to credibility. In the lack of personalization here, right? We really doubled down on credibility for why we should be here. We're helping blank and blank improve their event experiences through charitable giving. Very simply put, right? I know it has to do with events, and I know that we are helping in some way based off charitable giving. They are noticing improved interaction with attendees at trade shows and are getting better quality lead data as a result. So two facets there, right? That ties right back to those problem statements. So really couldn't have orchestrated this better myself. If I was to put this framework into action for this individual, it would probably look like this. Then the last piece here is the CTA. Is this a problem you also face? Open to chat, question mark. So a nice, very simple interest-based CTA. On paper, these are all great things. Here's the thing. While it works for me, it didn't work for this particular individual. You might look at me and say, what are you talking about? This person got a 5% reply rate, which is pretty good for an unpersonalized email. I hold myself and our team, and Christina would say the exact same thing, to a 10% reply rate standard. And so I said, that's great, but we can do better. Let's try something new. And so we wove that same narrative into a different framework. And so I sort of refer to this as, how do I create relatability with that individual? And so it starts with their name. I've been seeing feedback from marketing leaders that events have recently fallen into a slump. Namely, they're tired of same Zoom, different name. We help the event teams at blank and blank do something new. We help them host events focused on charitable giving. They're getting great engagement, something you'd explore. So you'll notice a lot of the same elements, right? So I'm talking about credibility at the front end. I've just kind of reworded that, which is I'm talking to now marketing leaders and I'm referencing events. So I'm still hitting on that core of an event leader, but I'm referencing it as marketing leaders, hopefully drawing that there's a level up, particularly for this individual. When I say marketing leaders, I'm actually talking about his core prospects. So his prospects would be reaching out to marketing leaders. And so it kind of speaks to this, like, you should be paying attention because I talk to who you should be talking to. And so it focuses back on same Zoom, different name. That's the relatability factor that I'm trying to tie in. The key there, right, is all events are kind of feeling the same. You're in a slump. We're helping teams like blank and blank do something new. So I'm creating this, that's interesting. What is that? While also providing credibility. And then I explain exactly what is new. I say we help them host events focused on charitable giving. It's very concrete. It's very obvious. They're events, so there's nothing really changed there. But the focus of the event is something new, and that's charitable giving. They're getting great engagement. Very simple. Just trying to post that there are some positive results to reinforce that credibility. And then I shorten the CTA to something you'd explore, right? It sort of poses the question back to the reader. Well, are you someone who would try something new? Are you someone that would explore a new way of approaching events? So it's pretty close to the same framework, right? The only major difference is instead of calling out specific problems, I went for a more relatable problem. And I focused it back on the end user of that thing. So instead of lackluster event experiences and lack of attendee data, which in my opinion might be more to-do list focused, I reoriented the message towards, hey, your end buyer. This is how they're feeling right now. What are you doing about it? Since I reinforced it so much with so much credibility around that, every other line is basically trying to speak to credibility. What we're doing there is we're not just jumping in and being like, you're messing up. It's saying like, hey, you're not alone. And there's a really good way to approach this. We've done it and it works really well. So hopefully this was helpful. Until next week, I appreciate everybody stopping in, and hopefully Christina will be back soon and we can jump in with 2 takes next week. Awesome. Thanks, everyone.